Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Huskers in Enemy Territory. Today, we're going to talk about the greatest team in modern history, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. The 2020 campaign for the Nebraska Cornhuskers was a little disappointing, with wins over Penn State 30 to 23, Purdue 37 to 17, and Rutgers 28 to 21, with losses against Ohio State, Northwestern, Illinois, Iowa, and Minnesota. In 2021, the expectations are high, especially with it being year four for Scott Frost and the coaching staff and players. But now let's transition to some of the strengths of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Nebraska returns a majority of its defense with only three players not being starters from last year's team. Adrian Martinez is still an interesting threat and talent and has a lot of talent around him, especially with transfers from Montana, Samori Torrey, and Oliver Martin from Michigan and Iowa. Kicker Connor Cup, returning for his senior year, made 13 of 15 field goals and field goal attempts and looks to have an even stronger 2021. Now, if you're enjoying the content, consider a like and comment. How do you feel the Huskers 2021 season will go? And will they make it to a bowl game this year? Now, let's transition to some of the weaknesses. The O line has to stop getting so many penalties and playing so inconsistent. Special teams outside of Connor Cup have been a complete mess. The running backs and wide receivers are very good, but they have a lot to prove. Adrian Martinez has an immense talent, but also has to work on securing the ball and limiting turnovers. And with that being said, let's transition to record predictions. Now, I have for my ceiling the Huskers. If everything goes perfect, I think they'll go 9-3. I mean, I find it kind of hard to that maybe Oklahoma game is going to be a tough one. I feel like they have a lot of talent on that team. Um, Ohio State is always tough, so I'm not sure if we were at that point to beating Ohio State, but you never know. I mean, what was it, 2019, where it was like 33 to 31 or something crazy like that. I wish I had the numbers. And then either Iowa or Wisconsin might be the final loss for them. But for a ceiling, I have 9-3, and for my floor, I have 6-6. Um, I know it's kind of a drastic swing, but I don't know if we lose more than 6 games with this schedule because I feel like that we can go. Um, let's see, 2-0 heading into Oklahoma. Or wait, no, this must be old. It'll be 3-0 heading into Oklahoma because we play Illinois, Fordham, Buffalo, and then Oklahoma. So my magazine must be off on this. Now let's transition to a fan's perspective. Um, his tag is Huskers Ted Ward at Twitter or whatever you want to call it. He says strengths. I think overall our strengths outweigh our weaknesses, but I think that our weaknesses could prove to be much more detrimental to the health of the team than our strengths could help. Team chemistry, leadership. What I mean by this is that we've seen guys come together and look more like a brotherhood than a ragtag team of people fighting for themselves. Defensive back, Cam Taylor-Britt and Deontay Williams have set themselves up to be two of the best defensive backs, not only in the Big Ten, but in the country and possibly even in Nebraska history, with names like Prince of Makamura, Alfonso Dennard, Mike Minner, and Mike Brown. They've got a lot to live up to, and I think they'll do just that. Wide receivers, we have a stout receiving core that people feel is a question mark due to the lack of experience. I'm on their lack of experience. I'm on the opposite side. I feel like players like Samori, Torrey, Omar Manning, Oliver Mountain, Xavier Betts, and Alante Brown are just going to ball out. My guess is Amari is going to be our next 1,000-yard receiver after Stan and is going to be Adrian's top target, which would be pretty big. That'd be pretty awesome if that's the case. Quarterback, speaking of Adrian, this offseason has shown he's ready to take the step forward. That's, as a fan base, we have been looking for the past 3 years. On top of his obvious athletic ability, his leadership that the team is unmatched. You could tell the guys out there want him to be great, and he wants to be the same for them. Offensive line. Cam Jurgens has been an interesting experiment thus far. 5 tight end, 5 started as tight end and recruited as a center. Limited snaps at the position in high school, but the year is shaping to look a lot different in that aspect. This will be a lot different, let's see, in his 4th year as a starter, and coaches have been saying that about his command. Let's see. Our offensive line basically has a lot of inexperience, but I think what he's trying to get at is that we have a lot of game experience, though, even though they're pretty young across the board. Nil, the 1st of July, was very interesting, not just for football, but the entirety of college athletics landscape. Okay, let's get to weaknesses. Insert where this will be fun begins. Star Wars Gilf. Defensive line. A lot of people will disagree on me this, but most guys are shaping up to be great. Damian Daniels and Ty Robinson, for example, they aren't there yet. Tootie has proven himself to be a valuable asset on the staff and gotten those guys quite as mean as I'd like them to be. So he wants them to toughen up, basically. And I could agree on that. We need some, like, Indomitian Sue type attitude on that defensive line, you know. Let's see. He wasn't sure about putting linebackers as a weakness, but I really feel like we need to have someone step up out on that outside position and really bring the reign against linebackers. Let's see. I want to skip ahead because the thing is going a little long. Let's see. He thinks, looks like he thinks our ceiling could be 11-2. Wait. Okay. 10-2 in the regular season. 11-2 for the bowl game win. He thinks our floor could be 4-8 though. But he doesn't think that'll happen. He thinks that ultimately we might end up at 6-6 or 7-5 with a bowl win. Which, you know, if that happens, honestly, I think a lot of Husker fans might be a little disappointed, but I think they'll be okay with because they just want to really see progress with this team. I do feel like we need like kind of a 7-5 and 8-4 year, you know, just to kind of take away from the naysayers and the negative Nancy's. But I hope that you guys enjoyed my cornhusker video. I really need to figure out a better way, I think, of putting out my information maybe. I would, you know, appreciate anyone that could help me figure out maybe a better layout or maybe a better way of, you know, doing my videos. You know, I have it all written down and whatnot. I feel like that's pretty good, but maybe I need to like have someone help me in that area. So if any of you Husker fans have any experience in maybe writing scripts or whatever, maybe you know, shoot me a DM on in Twitter and like kind of like guide me, because obviously I'm still new at this. That's one thing I've noticed, that when I'm writing my scripts, I need to like, I don't know, I just feel like I need a better way of doing it, maybe. I don't know. All help is welcomed, you know, and I'll appreciate everyone that helps me. I definitely appreciate, and I want to give this guy a shout out because he absolutely made my new symbol for, let's see, where is he at? Oh, come on. Husker. Did I not talk to him on the regular chat? Maybe not. Let's see here. Well, anyway, I'll once I write it down or whatever, I'll try and do a shout out for him on Twitter. But for whatever reason, I can't find his name on here for whatever reason. I should have wrote it down. Let's see. Maybe I can find it real quick. I doubt it. It's too far down. Too many tweets. But thank you for everyone that's watched my videos. You know, side note, ordered my black shirts jersey. Making new stickers for my new symbol on Twitter and for my YouTube channel. So that'll be coming up. Be able to hand those out at the Husker games. I don't know if there's any other real side notes. I've noticed that I might need to get a better lens for my camera for when I go to Husker games, because the distance on the 15 to 45 millimeter isn't very far. So I might have to bump that up a little bit. But beyond that, no more real notes that you guys might need to know. Tomorrow I'm going to do my Iowa Hawkeye video. And then Sunday I'll probably do my final prediction for all the Big Ten teams. So look forward, or look towards, or whatever. Look to that on Sunday. So again, thank you for watching, and go Big Red.